And this brings us to introduce this next gentleman, who is to a fellow coworker of mine here at TGG. We both share the same alma mater at UCSD, and he has recently accomplished passing his financial accounting and reporting section of his CPA exam, which we should give a round of applause for. Pretty big mountain hurdle to climb, so congrats on that. And he was well on his way to passing the other three. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, our general evaluator, Miles Gratian.
Miles Gratian.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
For the benefit of our guests, I am your general evaluator today. I conduct the evaluation portion of our meeting, and I'll be calling on our speech evaluators today to be giving feedback to our speakers. And at the close of these evaluations, I'll be evaluating the meeting portion, or the meeting as a whole as well. To conserve time, I'm going to skip our formal introductions and get on with it. Today, to evaluate speaker number 1, Janine Smith, I'd like to introduce Mr. Craig Goldberg.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, our esteemed guests. Most importantly, Janine Smith. Janine, I've had the pleasure of watching you develop since the very beginning. I gotta tell you, out of the park. It was outstanding. You talked today about The Peacemaker by Ken Stram. I wrote the down. I mean, it was just, you nailed every single part of this. You started with 4 points. Your objectives today were to start with a general purpose and then identify a specific purpose. You used the word specific several times so that we knew exactly what you were talking about. You started to outline a story about Joy's recovery. I think everybody could see the pink antibiotics spilled all over the table. Kind of reminded me of the vase broke when you were playing hide and go seek that you told us about a couple weeks ago, but always spilling things, asking for forgiveness. Very vivid imagery, right? Pink, spilled. You did a really nice job of moving all over. You were talking over here, and you talked about this. At one point, you were comparing two sides, and you actually stood here, and then you stepped over here. I thought that was a really, really nice technique. Really did a nice job using the entire space. You did a very clear opening, very clear body, and a great recap and a closing at the end. I had a really hard time finding something that you could do better to make this speech better. In fact, I don't have any. Everything is full. I got notes all over the place, and I don't have anything under what you could have done better. Great use of the entire podium, great eye contact with everybody. You worked everybody in the room, and it was consistent, slow, and steady. It wasn't you were searching around for who you're going to talk to. It was, I want to look at Chris, and I want to look at you. I mean, you really worked your way around the room. It felt like you were talking to everybody. Strong opening, which I wrote here at the end, which was, what is the best gift? I mean, to give forgiveness. Just awesome. Anyway, so fabulous. I loved it. I look forward to more and more. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. That was a very vivid evaluation of Janine's speech. Very fitting for the message that Janine is trying to deliver. Now on to our second evaluator today, evaluating Taylor Toretta's speech on the middle child syndrome, Mr. Jeff Klubeck.
Toastmasters, esteemed. You are now esteemed guests. And Taylor specifically. I get the great honor of evaluating the speech. What a great day today, by the way. I have so many wonderful things to say to you, Janine, but to you, Taylor, I have plenty of things wonderful to say as well. For the benefit of our guests, we like to use a sandwich technique when we're doing evaluations, something that we thought was done really well, something that we think could be improved upon, and then finish up with something that was done really well. Well, in this case, it's going to be a lot of bread. Right, a lot of bread. Very, I don't like when I get a sandwich it's too bready. I like there to be stuff in the middle. So the other thing, though, let's focus on first of all your goals. What you wanted to get to the point as the project suggested you should. But the other thing that you wanted to do was you wanted to come up without notes, and you were actually hesitating towards the end. Should I take them? Should I not take them? And it was really an issue for you to come up here without notes. I thought you did that wonderfully. I can't wait to talk to you afterwards and find out how you felt you did. I want to tell you that you definitely got to the point. It was clear, middle child, middle child, middle child. You drilled the point down. The book talks to us about the difference between a general purpose and a specific purpose, so I'm not sure I detected that, but I don't think it hurt you in your speech at all. You definitely were able to come up here and be yourself, more conversational, less committed to the detailed word-for-word delivery, and really rely on, like we talked about, trust yourself. And so another great thing that you did was pick a topic that you were obviously very familiar with. So you didn't need notes, it's your memory, it's your person. We talk in Speech 103 all the time about making sure you pick a topic that you're both interested in and familiar with, which helps you be yourself when you're up here. As far as improvements are concerned, I think that it might have benefited you if you knew that you were going with a PowerPoint to have an opening slide, a placeholder slide, even if the main slides weren't going to be towards the end of the speech. You still could have put something up there to avoid the risk that you took to try to fire it up mid-speech. When you're on the clock and there's timing delays and every second of silence during a speech can seem like a minute. So that was a risk that you took. You ended up pulling it off, but that's a suggestion that I would make, is to have something from go and have it on and have the clicker ready so that when you're in your speech you can just hit the button and advance to what you want to get to. And then to finish up with another compliment, I agree with Craig about Janine's speech and how wonderful it was. Now we've seen her grow. And it's really tough to get up here and speak when you're the only speaker. But to follow a speech like that, which I think is one of the best Toastmaster speeches that I've ever seen in my life, especially for an introverted accountant who's come a long way, to follow that up and do what you were able to do and focus on your mission and your objectives and trust yourself the way you did, I thought was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see more of your speeches moving forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, for the textbook evaluation, as always.
Pun intended, I guess.
Well, I'm here to evaluate the meeting as a whole today, and I'd like to start off by mentioning the opening by our president. Very warm, very fun, got us all excited this morning. Welcomed our guests, which always helps everyone feel involved and excited about the meeting, so I think the opening right away got us pumped up for the 90s. Luigi, your opening cracked me up today. You stroked my nostalgia as a millennial, just the entirety of that speech. Ready for the meeting right at the start. And then our functionaries. All three of you today really impressed me. Everyone came in today like they were prepared. All four of you came in today with openings that really were original, and I feel like you all prepared and owned your roles today, so I think a little round of applause for our functionaries today. Stepping up to the plate, and I'm bummed to see there's only one Best Functionary Award today, because honestly, on a given day I would award all of you, so hats off to you. Table topics. Very appropriate to the theme today, as well as your dress. I thought you were the middle child from Home Improvement coming up here with the questions today, so that was a nice job on that. Our speaker intros were well prepared today. Nice job introducing some points the speakers were working on, introducing the speeches, of course. Gives a good opening for the speakers to come in and really own the things that they need to work on, and they're thinking about it right when they come up here. So nice job on that, Luigi. To our speakers, wow. It's two of the best speeches I've seen in my time here at Toastmasters. Great job, girls. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. Two very powerful messages. I think every single one of us related to the messages that both of you talked about today. I come from a family with 2 kids. I just have an older sister. But my mom, she's a middle child, and she always threatens me, if I ever have 3 kids, I'm going to spoil the hell out of that middle child. So, can't have 3 kids now. Janine, your speech, the whole delivery was fabulous. I thought the content on it stood on its own, but then your delivery, coming to each of us, looking all of us in the eyes, that really drove it home for us, and I just want to say again, great job to both you girls. It was absolutely stupendous today. And our evaluators, Craig and Jeff, mainstays of Toastmasters for me here. Craig, your evaluation of Janine's speech, I thought, really drove home a lot of the points that Janine was trying to drive home for us. And your vocal variety, your tone was very fitting for the evaluation. I thought it really helped pick up on some of the key points of Janine's speech. So nice job there. And Jeff, as always, very textbook. You just do it by the rules, do it by the book, and it was this opening it with the sandwich technique, explaining the sandwich technique. I thought was helpful for our guests and others in the room. So great job with that. One of the best Toastmasters meetings I've seen. Good. I mean, they're always great, but today was especially good job on your first job as a Toastmaster, Luigi. Now to present the award for best functionary, can we get a time called on this? So that read best functionary. Wow, I literally did not think about this until I got up here right now. And I haven't seen our grammarian. Should we do this now or should we wait until?
Yeah, we should do it now. We're rolling with it.
Well, okay.
Personally, I agree with Miles that we should let the functionaries give the reports, but
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Give it at the end.
Okay.
Hold on to
you
it. Give it at the end.
can you just give it to the Toastmaster or the president to announce?
Just write on it, and we'll announce it at the end.
Okay.
I like it being the job of the evaluator.
Thank you,
but-
Miles.
It's on the
Awesome.
fly.
Awesome evaluations all around.